Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas, guys. Welcome back to Thanks for Cooking. Real quick, order of business here, guys. Make sure you click the subscribe button below, like the video, leave us some comments. Let's get into it. Christmas Eve episode. What are we doing today?
We're doing Hear Me Out, which is basically another way of saying unpopular opinions slash
They're just like dicey opinions.
dicey opinions, yeah.
You know, opinions that can be argued for or against.
We got some submissions.
Some fan submissions. Can we call them fans?
Yeah, I mean, at this point. What are you drinking? Sparkling water?
Sparkling Saratoga water, not sponsored, but if you want to.
Do that. All right, you got it started. You have a long list.
All right, I put a list together as things went on over the last week or so.
What are we gonna do? Like, I'm gonna just react to like them, and we're gonna discuss.
Yeah, so I'm curious. I have a couple. I'm gonna bunch the first three together. Are sort of hot restaurant takes or arguments that I've seen pop up that I tend to agree with. Number one, photos on a restaurant's menu. I don't believe that there is a place for them. I think that even in like the chainy type places, like I just don't think that you need the photo, especially in the world of social media. Number two is QR codes. Let's lose them. Give me a physical menu to look at. I don't want to have to download a menu. I know it seems stupid. I know it sounds kind of like that ancient thought process, but like I don't want to do that.
Well, I feel like what was the first one? Oh, pictures on a menu are so old school. Like it's very diner-esque.
It does. It screams diner, and
we've never seen like a place that we go have pictures on a menu that are actually what it looks like.
Right. So usually if there's photos on the menu, it's a stock photo that is not theirs, or it's a poorly edited photo, like, or non-edited photo, right? Like very like poor lighting and just very slightly. Okay, I hate to say this, but like you see this a lot in like Greek restaurants.
It's Greek diners.
The Greek diners will take these sort of sloppy photos. You know, one thing I see as a foodie content creator are people not taking good composition food photos across the board. And you know, like food is beautiful. So if you're going to take a picture of it, make it worthwhile. But I don't think that it has a place on menus.
I agree. And then the other one was what?
QR codes. Download the menus.
I need a menu. I need
just
to
give me
read
the
it.
physical menu.
Well, we were just at the Asian restaurant, Dim Sum.
Dim Sum King.
And they had the QR codes, and I felt like we were
their menu
going back and
huge.
forth. Their menu's huge. We're like going back and forth, like looking at the menu, typing it out, what we were gonna order. It was just like
I think like when it's a smaller menu, it makes sense. But a lot of these places that are doing this, they do it obviously to cut down on printing costs when you have a larger menu.
Yeah.
But you are looking at a lot of pages that you're trying to like scroll on a thing. I never checked if the microphone was on. Okay. That would suck. All right, so my third food hot take. I don't believe that the ability to say that you've eaten at a Michelin star restaurant, and don't get me wrong, I still want to eat at a Michelin star restaurant, but it is not enough value behind that to leave still hungry. They make these gorgeous little dishes, and for the longest time, I was like, that's what I wanted to do in cooking. That's like what I wanted to do in my career. That's where dots on a plate. That's where I wanted to be. Even as a foodie creator, I said, you know, like I would really love to be doing this kind of stuff. And I value the work and effort that goes into that. But at the same time, when I look at the restaurants that I have been to over the last year plus, and, you know, I think that there is that like value, and I'm leaving full. And I think that there are still places that are putting in a good effort and cooking things from scratch and doing great things.
The only thing I will say in rebuttal to this is I don't know if you've ever been to like, is it called 5-star dining? Like it's not Michelin star. It wasn't like a Michelin star restaurant, but it was a Gordon Ramsay restaurant, and they brought out all the courses, and it was like all you ordered was your entree, and then everything else kind of just showed up.
Yeah.
We were full. And we were surprised because it was like,
well, yeah, I mean, if you're doing sort of those
it was like an 8-course
right?
situation.
You know, like it was like 11 Madison Park is known for that, where you go in and you're going to do like a 12-course meal, but every course is this small. You're eating over a long period of time.
You do just fill up somehow.
Sure, right? You know, it's your body has time to digest, and you know you're eating differently.
Different from shoving a cheesesteak in your mouth hole.
Yeah, I think like.
It is crazy.
I see people that are like continuously dining at places like that.
No.
And it just like the allure for me is not there anymore. I understand why the allure is there for people, but for me, it's not there.
I get it.
Sorry, I'll manage this episode too.
Excuse me? Wow.
All right, so my next one. Over the top birthday parties for 1-year-olds.
Necessary.
Way too
I'm
much.
just kidding. I think
Way
it's dumb.
too much.
Same with over the top Christmas. Like over the top holidays for babies. They're babies. They don't care.
Save your money. Save your money.
I agree.
Here's a talker, okay?
Also, how are you managing the episode? You are the one with the list.
Yeah, but like you could.
My list is also on the same phone, so it's kind of a little difficult.
Just do something. I set all this up.
I'm proud of you.
Why have we built a whole system in schools to help all kids learn, right? We have IEPs, we have different learning methods, we have different systems in place because we understand that people learn differently. But we don't look at things the same way in the working world.
It's a good question.
I think about, and this is, I had this thought, and this is somewhere where I really tried to take my management over the last few years of my career, where that like I understand that I have servers coming in or cooks coming in that are going to learn differently. And I made sure to express that as sort of, hey, if you don't understand what I'm saying, if you're not grasping the words that I'm giving you or the process that I'm giving you, feel free to stop me and say, hey, I'm not picking this up. Can you try explaining it in a different way?
Yeah.
And I will find that, right? Because I definitely, of all people, understand that people learn differently. And I think that like when we go into these sort of different situations, everyone's like, here's the training manual. This is what you have to do. A, B, C, D. You've got 5 days to learn this, and then you're off on your own. And they don't leave people open to ask questions. They don't make people feel that they can sort of explore different options. And I think that we're, and then it's the same businesses that are going to turn around and say, well, we're turning people over like crazy because they suck.
I mean, I agree with that to some extent, but you and I know how it is. Sometimes people never catch on.
I understand, but then I think that giving people the opportunity to explore those different options,
yeah,
you can then at least find out that maybe this person isn't going to learn something.
Yeah.
And then you can find something different for them. Like I've had some people that, they come into work as a server and I go, hey, listen, like this just isn't for you. We've tried a few different methods, but you understand the menu really well. Maybe let's try you in the kitchen as a prep cook and see how you do there. And a lot of times they excel.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Want me to do some of mine?
Yeah.
Okay. First one I feel like is a pretty hot take, but it's just how I feel about it. You shouldn't breastfeed in public if you expect privacy. And what I mean about that is I agree. You should be able to breastfeed anywhere. Because babies need to eat.
Whip them out.
But people are weird, number one. People get uncomfortable around boobs. We know this. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like people get uncomfortable and weirded out. And I think that we as a society need to just know that and expect that. Like if you don't want people staring at you, I don't know what the solution is.
I think it's two-sided, right?
Like,
because it's like, no, people shouldn't be staring at the boob. But at the same time, like, we as a society are still built like, listen, if I see a boob out in public,
you're looking.
I'm gonna look at the boob. Like,
what's wrong with you?
But it's not like a, ooh, look at that boob. It's like, because it doesn't happen often enough, you're kind of like,
Whoa.
You're kind of like, hey, your titty's out. And then like you go about your day, but you're also kind of like, you may do a double take because you're like, wait, did I see that correctly? Yeah, her titty's out.
Yeah.
And then you go back to it, but like you get caught at the wrong moment. People are like, oh, he's staring at her boobs. I'm like, no, like her boob just happens to be in my eye line. That's
like,
where it is.
Like I don't physically care if you're breastfeeding.
I don't give a crap about that.
But I think that, moms get very defensive over it, but you can't control other people's reaction. You know what I mean? Kids aren't always exposed to breastfeeding. That doesn't mean it's wrong, but like,
I think it's such a two-sided thing because
yeah.
I can see it from both perspectives of, we understand that people out there may not want to see it.
Yeah.
But we also understand like baby's got to eat and it comes from the boob.
Yeah.
For some people. And like, there are people that are going to be like, I don't care.
Oh,
I know that like your baby's got to eat. Feed your baby. I don't care. Like,
yeah.
Here, let me help you. Like, whatever. But I get that, like, if you are fearing that interaction, you shouldn't feel like you need to hide yourself. I don't think that people should be able to, like, it's two-sided. It's such a tough situation.
It is. It's a weird one.
Because if I was like anything, right? If I'm like, hey, I don't want my kids exposed to that, but it's a part of life. Like, literally replace breastfeeding with social media.
Yeah.
Think about it that way. Like, social media is everywhere. I may not want my kids to be exposed to that, but like I can't stop it. Like YouTube is there. YouTube is on our TV.
Yeah.
it's there. And I think that when it comes to things like that, the anger comes from people not being able to have a conversation with their own children
For sure.
about that.
People make it awkward. It's not.
Yeah,
It shouldn't be.
it shouldn't be.
Another one that I had that I just believe to be true is that being vegetarian to save animals makes no sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me because it's never going to be a vegetarian universe. So to me, it just doesn't make sense. And I don't know how else to explain the way I think about that. It's
Well, and
like,
that's, yeah, so we are not a like hunter-gatherer society, right? Like
no.
we don't have people going out and just, I mean, like people go out and hunt, but in terms of like bulk food, people are not going out and hunting this cattle or, doing like the game fishing and that kind of stuff. It These are things that are controlled, like cattle is being raised, and I don't see the difference between farming cattle and farming produce.
Yeah, I agree.
You're raising the cattle for the purpose of being slaughtered and fed. Like, so I don't understand that. And I know that there are arguments against that, right? They're like, well, why are we're literally creating creatures and creating life to destroy it. And okay, do I think as a society we probably should be eating less meat? Yes.
It's fair.
But does that mean that, like, yeah, I don't think that like we're shifting paradigms here by taking that away. I don't know. I think that I would need to see some like real data that shows proof that like cattle farming and even like fish farming and that kind of stuff um, is detrimental.
That makes sense. Just one I had. And then the other one, I mean, I had a couple more, but we'll do one more of mine and then we'll go to you. I know you're going to agree with this one. GoFundMe is overused.
Yes, absolutely.
Do you hear that noise?
I do.
It's only mildly freaking me out.
Um,
Don't know if anyone else could hear that, but here we are. My problem with GoFundMe is, I mean, I guess it's not my decision what you would consider a tragedy. It's not mine to decide for every individual, but I do feel there is a time and a place for a GoFundMe.
I think that they're being less used nowadays, though. I feel like I'm gonna say even up to like a year or so ago, like especially coming out of COVID, there was like a huge influx of people doing GoFundMes,
I feel like I
and
see a lot of them when I'm like clicking around on like stories and stuff. And
I don't see as many
no,
then.
okay. Like I said, like it's not mine to decide what is warrants a GoFundMe, but I think, I mean, there's people that ask like, I can't afford my rent this month. Does that mean you make a GoFundMe? I don't think so, personally. Like, I think it.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I know that like we were in a situation a couple years ago where like we needed help, and we went to the internet,
Yeah,
and we were very fortunate that we got things taken care of. And I get that. Like, I understand that there are people who get to a certain point where like that is the only option, and you have almost basically are like, my belief is that like a GoFundMe is when you're like
oh, last
absolutely
resort.
desperate, last resort, and you're almost just hoping because again you don't know what that's going to elicit.
Yeah, yeah.
um and it's like you've exhausted all resources. There are a lot of people that I think will put a GoFundMe out before they're even hit with that wall or have even tried to find resources and other avenues. Like when we were at that point, like
It was
we
a
were
$5,000
out.
bill with one car. We only had one car. We needed our car,
Yeah.
and it was kind of like, what are we gonna do? And I really do think that's it. It's not a matter of like what the issue is. It's a matter of timing of the GoFundMe. You know what I mean? Like it's
I
kind of
will
like,
also say this is that, and unfortunately, right, is I see a lot of people, the type of people that do GoFundMes are people who almost in any other situation wouldn't give to you. They wouldn't be there for you if you were in that situation, and I see that a lot. Now, I will say that I donated to a GoFundMe just this week
that
because
that is
it was
different.
a family that I believe deserved this support, having lost their son days before Christmas.
Yeah.
And and like they are nice to me. I know that if I were in a similar situation, they would be there for me as people. And I think that's the thing, is like when you're putting the GoFundMe out there, you're putting it out to people that would reciprocate that and say, hey, I'm in this situation.
Can you help? Because I would help you.
Can you help? Because I would help you.
Yes.
I have seen people that put it out there that I know wouldn't do that.
Yep.
And
so that I say,
poo-poo on you.
Poo-poo. Literally. You're up.
Oh, is that mine?
That is yours.
Okay. All right, let's see here. I'm going to leave my holiday ones for the end.
Okay.
Okay. I saw this one recently. Sort of I guess this is maybe controversial. We could argue this one way or another. If you are invited to a free meal at a restaurant, and I know this is talking to a lot of the content creators out there. Let's say you get invited out, or there's a grand opening event or something where you are not paying for the meal. Are you tipping on that meal?
Yes, I would tip. But I've thought about this one since you said it. Here's where I'm torn, right? I'm torn on people tipping or not tipping, because my initial gut reaction is I'm always tipping. Always.
Sure.
I'm always going to leave a tip. My second reaction is kind of like, if I'm there covering an event and I'm doing a job, is the expectation that I'm not tipping. I'm not saying like maybe that was handled beforehand. Maybe it was like the meals, comp, tips included. Like, you don't know what other conversations were had.
Well, and I think that brings up a really good point. And I want other content creators to chime in on this one, because like I'm a restaurant person, so I'm going to tip always. Like when I first started it, sometimes I would say, hey, listen, like the tip needs to be included as part of the package or whatever, but I would always make sure that the server was getting tipped regardless.
Yes.
Now if I'm getting paid,
if you're getting paid, you're leaving a tip.
That's different. Even if I'm not getting paid, I'm tipping.
Oh, yeah.
I'm always tipping. But I think to your point is, because this content creation thing is still very like gray area, do other people not tip because for your reason, right? You're doing a job. And I understand that. And like, there are many times when we go to restaurants where I'm going to say it's the managers or the owners who are taking care of me, but there's also food runners. I'm also taking up a table. So my perspective of that overall scenario is, even though I go during down times, right? Like a lot of people comment and say, oh, the restaurant's empty. I go before, specifically when it's not busy, because I don't want to take prime real estate from a server. So I'm going to go during the down periods. And, but there's still people that have to get tipped out from those meals. And, we having worked in the industry, I understand how that works.
It doesn't hurt to throw $10 on the table.
It really doesn't.
So like, just do it. At the end of the day, like, it really is not that big of a deal.
I don't think that it does. But again, I think that you made a really good point. Is I'm there doing a service. So
you always wonder though, like if you and I had a restaurant, right? And we had a creator coming out, we would either take care of them ourselves. That way we would not expect the tip, or we would pay someone accordingly. You're getting, an extra $50 in your pay to take this creator and not get tipped. I think, so like, I don't know.
Well, and I think maybe like I would actually feel that out to the restaurant. So if there are any restaurant owners that are watching this, when you're having that conversation,
are they even having
maybe that needs to become part of, like, I think on both ends that should be part of the talk track. Is like, if the restaurant says, hey, we're going to give you a free meal, we're going to match your rate, whatever.
Yeah.
Please keep in mind that tip is not included with this, or you don't have to tip at this event. We are making sure that our server is being compensated appropriately. My only draw to that is because we've known shitty owners. And I'm not saying that the owners that I've dealt with are shitty, but...
yeah, you are.
No. I mean,
No, not in content creation.
Not in content creation.
No.
The owners that I've dealt with in my career have been shitty, and they would do something like that and say, yes, the server is being taken care of, and not take care of the server.
Like the one time a server came up to us and asked if they gave shitty service.
Yep.
And we said no. And they were like, because you didn't leave a tip. And we always did.
We always did.
Told us that they were tipping them.
The owner said, don't worry about it. Yep.
And then we looked stupid. So damn annoying.
And that's, yeah.
So damn annoying.
Yeah. So that's that one.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. You know what's funny though?
What's that?
I would say that the majority of people that we know that aren't content people would say yes, tip. But I feel like, and I don't want to like, I mean, I don't know for sure, but I feel like people that we know are probably the non-tippers, and I'm serious.
Creators that we know?
Yes,
Oh,
they are the non-tippers.
probably.
I don't care.
I almost want to like put a poll out there on my page. I'm curious.
This could be the little snippet where I call them out. Don't be fucking cheap.
Don't be cheap.
I don't. I mean, anyone can think this is about them.
Well, so here's another content creation one.
Let's hear it.
Taking credit for a business's success as a content creator is bullshit.
I agree.
You don't work for the company. Yes, you may have drawn more attention to them. Yes, you may have given them a crowd to work with, but they were the ones who created the menu, built the business, were there when it was slow, before it got busy, before it got attention.
You are not the, like, one busy week because of someone's video, and I would say the same to you. Even if one of your videos exploded and there was a line out of Meadowlark or something, I'd be like, it's because their food is good, their drinks are good. Like, taking credit for that is almost, to me, offensive.
Yeah. So
that's that.
I'm gonna leave that one at that. All right, so my last normal one, because I do have a couple holiday ones.
Okay. I'll do some of mine next.
And this, I think, so my next one is more of a like, I was just never this person, but like I don't understand it. And I don't know if it's stylish or not, but grown men wearing sweatpants and slides as going out attire, like going out to the store, going out in public. I don't get that. Now, keep in mind, I'm somebody who wears shorts 99% of the year, but I'm also a guy who used to wear like a bow tie and vest every single day.
I think my only rebuttal to your thought about this is it's the same as like sweatpants and Uggs for a girl. Like, girls live in boots, like the Ugg boots, like
I do feel, unfortunately, there's a double standard there where it's acceptable for women to like dress, I'll say, like comfy.
Lazy, but why can't men do that?
Well, I'm not gonna say like it looks comfortable. I don't do slides. I can't.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I got big goofy feet, but like
your feet are huge.
I need shoes, like flip flops maybe, but like the slides with the socks, it gives grandpa vibes.
Just let the grandpa's grandpa.
I don't know. I don't
Is that
know.
a hot take?
Maybe I need to just try it.
No, because then you'll wear it out in public, and I'm not walking with you.
Because then I'll be that person.
Random ones that I have on here. Healthcare should be free.
Yeah.
I stand on that. I mean, if it's free other places, it should just be free. I don't know.
Figure it out, government.
Just like, I mean, there's nothing really to say about that one. Another random one, but just like a quick one, is like nobody in the universe can take a joke anymore. Like, everything's offensive. Saying that everything's offensive is offensive. It's just depressing.
That's true.
It's really depressing. Don't you feel like that? You feel like even just like on social media, right? You want to go on stories and you want to just talk, but then you're kind of like overanalyzing what you said,
All
even
the
if it was
time.
just something stupid, because you're like, someone is going to take this wrong.
Yep.
Even if it was something so dumb. It's very weird. The last one that I had, I feel very passionately about this one, so I'm curious to hear your input. It's not celebrities' jobs to speak on important issues, and I feel very strongly about this. I understand that celebrities can be role models, but that's not their job. If you're a movie actor, if your job is being in movies, it's not your job to then go out there and speak about politics, about the president, about stuff that's going on in the world and the government.
Yeah, I think,
because they can be as blissfully ignorant as I would like to be.
I think like using your celebrity, using that platform to raise awareness for things is one thing, but I think
okay, let me just put this in perspective, right? Whatever happens with Donald Trump, right? Taylor Swift has been known to be a Democrat, right? We know this about her.
Okay.
People are saying she's marrying into a MAGA family and that they're very Republican. I don't know if that's true or not. People are very mad, like all the stuff that he's been doing, Donald Trump, blah, blah, blah. See, Taylor Swift's not saying anything because she's marrying a Republican. And I'm like, or she doesn't want to deal with it.
Well, I think,
like,
okay, so inversely to what you're saying, I don't think that people should expect celebrities to comment on all of this stuff.
They expect it
like
all
a lot
the
of
time.
time, right? So like a lot of people know, they're like, okay, this celebrity has a certain, say, political affiliation or certain beliefs, and when something happens, they expect them or get angry at them for not speaking out. And I think to your point is like, no, they don't have to speak out about everything. I think that they, just like anyone else, is allowed to sort of like pick and choose the topics that they want to talk about, pick and choose when they want to talk about those things.
I mean, someone like Adam Sandler is apparently a well-known Republican, right? But he never, ever talks about that in any interview that I've ever seen. But everyone is okay with that, right? Nobody who is a Democrat in my circle that I know is like, fuck that guy because he voted for Trump. Everyone loves Adam Sandler.
Right.
I mean, this is why. This is why he wouldn't talk about it. He says one thing and whoop, dead. Like, I just think it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think it's almost sort of that. There's kind of like a parabola, right, where it's like how, depending on how famous you are, gives you, say, the sort of like carte blanche to talk about these things in society. And I think when you get to that celebrity status, it's like, just stay neutral.
Yeah.
Because again, I have somebody who's making millions and millions of dollars a year who's going to comment on taxes and political affiliation stuff
People will go on
to somebody
there.
like me who's clearly not making millions of dollars a year.
Yeah, but people will go on there and be like, their silence is deafening. And I'm like, or they don't have to say anything. They don't.
Right. Like, do you do the same thing with your friends?
Right? Some people do. Some people take a non-speak up as a complacent or agreeance, and I don't agree with that either. I mean, I do not talk about politics on social media. I don't want to exclude anybody. I don't want to fight with anybody. Like, it's not what my platform is about. That doesn't mean that I don't have beliefs, but I just choose not to put them in the universe. It's no one's business. Like, it doesn't affect.
I don't think it's worth the ag.
No.
It's. I know that I have differing opinions. I have differing opinions from you.
Yeah.
And like we don't discuss it.
No.
It doesn't come up. It's not. I don't know. I think like we're just not like activisty type people though. So.
Yeah.
I would like to hear from some people who are more outspoken about these sort of issues. What are your thoughts on celebrities giving a voice to certain issues? I think there's a difference between raising awareness and being activisty about it.
Agreed.
All right.
Agreed. All right, holiday ones that you got.
Wait. So we got to do our fan submitted one first. This was from Becky, and I'll keep it short. Thanos was right. You don't know what I'm talking about.
I do and I don't. I do, but I don't remember. Like, I've heard it.
So in the MCU, Thanos snaps away half of the universe.
Yeah.
Because his whole thing is that there's basically too many people, and they are destroying planets and they are destroying worlds because we're just so overpopulated.
Yeah. Agreed.
And I mean, how many times do I say that when we're out? Like, we go out in public, and there's just so many people. We went out to King of Prussia today. And there was just so many people, and oftentimes I'll be like in the driver's seat and just go, "Man, Thanos was right." Like, there's just too many people.
I mean, when it took me 30 minutes to get home from a 5-minute excursion, yeah, I agree.
I'm not saying that like we should like kill half of the population.
No,
that part he's not right about, but there's too many people. All right, so I have 2 holiday ones.
Let's hear them.
Number 1.
My mom didn't submit any. She didn't understand what "hear me out" meant. I'm not surprised. Get it together, Mom.
Your mom has a lot of hot takes too.
I know. Hers would fill an episode.
It would. Okay, so the excessive nonsense around the slapstick in Sleigh Ride, the song Sleigh Ride, is overdone and pedantic at this point.
What's pedantic?
It's a word.
Did you make it up?
No, it's a real word.
I'll be looking that up.
So if you're not familiar, and you should be at this point, right? So the song Sleigh Ride, every concert band does it during the holiday season. Dun, 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 and you hear the slapstick, right? And it does the thing to mimic the whip of the horses. And every year I see a million freaking videos of these guys. They get like bigger than life slapsticks, or they're running around, jumping around.
You think it's too much?
I think it's overdone at this point. I think you need to find something new, find something different.
A different song or different thing.
No. You can even like play off of the humor of the song, but the idea that like that's the focal point, and people have like mimicked all the other things that they've seen 100 times, so it's sort of it's reached a point of viral that it's like it's gone beyond that point.
I gotcha.
And it's not funny anymore. I'm just like, oh great, it's another fucking slapstick. All right, it's another fucking slapstick. Like, it's my whole fucking feed right now.
People love that part.
Well, okay, so I think this is the difference, because I want like musicians and non-musicians to weigh in on this one, because I feel like musicians probably think that it's overdone, whereas non-musicians will still think that stuff is funny.
Yeah. You just look at those chuckles in the crowd. Like, of course that part's coming.
I don't know, maybe it's just my aggression towards percussionists. All right, so the last one, this was a funny one. So a little backstory, we came home the other day, and there was 2 boxes here for us, one for me, one for Lauren, and it was from Milk Bar. If you're not familiar with Milk Bar, very famous cookie company. What's her name? Christina Tosi, married to the guy who makes the book that I like. Can't remember his name right now. But she's all over Food Network all the time. She's well known for her baking. So we get these boxes from Milk Bar. Now, in typical Lauren fashion, didn't actually read the full label, missed who it was from, but it was filled with cookies. We had so many cookies here, little cookie truffles, all these great sweets and stuff. And we're kind of like, we're going back and forth trying to figure out, like, did we collab with Milk Bar at some point? Did we agree to this? Did we talk to somebody? I get stuff from like General Mills once in a while, so I'm like, maybe they partnered with General Mills. We couldn't figure it out. And then we saw somebody post on social media that they also got this care package. And there was only one company that connected us. And it was our weight care company that supplies our GLP-1 was sending out giant boxes of cookies as an end of the year gift. And I just think that is so unhinged.
See, I think it is too. But a lot of the people that, because they within the coming days, other people had posted them, and they were like, because they know we are in moderation, we eat in moderation, and like they respected it. Like,
yeah, but refrigerated, that stuff goes bad in 7 days. You gotta you
still gotta
you gotta eat it all in a week. Like,
they're good cookies.
They're good cookies. It's a great company. Like, they're phenomenal product.
Really good.
I was beside myself laughing because
I wonder if anyone else found it funny. Like, I thought it was hysterical. I'm like, I mean, basically anything other than dessert would have been more appropriate.
Right. Like, I think that there's a lot of other things but now, so I will say this. In the coming days, I have noticed that Milk Bar has partnered with a lot of collab-based companies to do end of the year gifts, because I've been seeing them pop up on a lot of other pages. So this may have been a push from Milk Bar,
not from Weight Care.
Not necessarily from Weight Care, although them agreeing to do it still kind of like, it was a choice. It was a choice. I'm sure you got a good deal on it, but it was a choice. But Milk Bar definitely made the circuits for holiday treats this year.
Okay. That is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Is that all you got?
That is all I got. So next episode, we're going to be doing a Christmas overview. So when you're seeing this, when this gets posted, tomorrow is Christmas. Tonight is Christmas Eve, which means the family's coming over. We get to have wonderful food, wonderful fun. I actually was gifted a group murder mystery thing to try out. So we're going to try that with the family tonight. I'm excited for that.
Do you know what this entails? Do you know anything about this?
I didn't look at much of it yet. Everybody gets a character card, and we all, like, there's going to be different, like, props. Wait,
is it going to be like the thing from the Arconia? Like that type? Remember they did that? The murder mystery?
Maybe.
What's it called? What do they call it in the game? I have to look it up. They played it. It was called something.
No, I don't think it's quite like that.
No?
But I have all the instructions.
Okay.
This guy developed the whole game, and I found him online, and I was like, this looks really cool. So, so we're going to do that. We've got, great food coming. Everybody's bringing their little contributions. I'm getting a hoagie tray and wings from the guys at Cerruti's. Really excited for that. What else? We got deviled eggs coming, of course. Tuna mac from your mom.
Pop is making homemade meatballs.
Pop's making meatballs. We got sausage, peppers, and onions. I'm sure. What are Becky and Jared bringing?
I told them to bring a side or an appetizer. So
okay.
I'm sure Jared.
Jared's are always awesome. We love that.
Yeah.
You're gonna eat on, and then tomorrow I'm making prime rib. Prime rib, my mashed potatoes. I love my mashed potatoes.
You do make some good mashed. I cannot wait.
And then next week we'll do a review of Christmas and how everything went. We'll get to talk about Christmas Eve, and we'll talk about the murder mystery. We'll talk about Christmas Day and how everything went with Santa's arrival and seeing how good he was to the kids this year, because their behavior's been questionable. So we'll see about that. I'm sure once again we'll approach the topic of the fact that Lauren and I don't get each other Christmas gifts, and it like weirds people out for some reason.
Everybody that I've brought this up to is very weirded out by this, especially because everybody knows that we're like obsessed with each other. Like you know what I mean?
But I think they need to understand that as like,
people are like, what do you mean? Like, you guys are like always together and obsessed. Like, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, and we just like buy things when we need it. Like if Lauren says, hey, I need this thing, I just go and get it. I'm not going to put it on a Christmas list and wait to give it to you.
No.
I would rather spend the day, enjoying the kids and them doing their thing and eating a ton of food.
Yeah.
So we'll do that. All right, guys, remember, hit the subscribe bbutton, hit the little bell down there, give us a thumbs up, give us a comment. We'll see you guys next week. And as always, thanks for cooking.
Merry Christmas.
Ho, 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 motherfuckers.